Great, you like Steve Young? All right, good, good. We like Steve Young too. We like what he represents for coaches and for youth coaches. What are some of the things that you heard from him that maybe make sense to you, resonate with you? Anything there about youth coaching? Yes.
About how guys at our level have such a big impact on Steve Young.
Yeah. Big impact. His youth coach, he said even more than the Bill Walsh's and Mike Shanahan's. How do you describe that? He used the word trajectory. What do you think he meant by that?
Where he said, Mike.
Okay. The impact when someone is still forming what they're going to be like in life, what they're trying to do, what they do through sports, and that early coach can have a huge impact. Okay. Anything else there that made sense? Anything else interesting? Okay, well, I want you to think about a coach you had. Could be as a youth, could be maybe when you're older. If you haven't had a coach you can consider that has had an important impact on your life, perhaps as a teacher or some other adult when you were younger. I want you to think about that person and maybe why, what was it special about them? Why they made such a big impact? You can think of someone? If you've been involved in sports, usually you can. Okay, what I'd like you to do is get with one other person. We end up with a threesome somewhere, that's okay. If you get with another person sitting near you, and I'd like you to tell each other about that person and what made them so influential. I'll give you just 1 minute, so knock it out. Go ahead. Go on, you three. I can tell them at the break. All right. Okay, sorry, I don't. We have limited time tonight. We want to cover a lot of stuff. Okay. All right, come on back in. All right, somebody who had somebody they really felt was influential. Someone want to share who that person was and why they were influential.
Mine wasn't a coach. It wasn't anybody. It was my mom, because she showed me that hard work and perseverance and just staying in there regardless of whatever the situation was. If it was hard, if it wasn't hard, just keeping at it. You're going to make sure that things are going to go positive, and you're going to be able to help the society and be a positive member of everything.
So hard work, perseverance. Okay, good. That's from your mom. And by the way, how many of you are parents of kids who are playing?
Open up the 3 on the end.
That's good. Who else has someone who made an impact? Yes.
Mine was my high school baseball coach, and he was a science teacher as well, and he just made sure that each player had their grades up, and he showed us, the players, that he cared a lot for us, not just for playing baseball, but as a person, and he was looking out for our future, what we're going to be doing after.
So he cared about things beyond the baseball game.
Correct.
Okay, great. Who else? Yes.
Dave Klein, he eventually became athletic director at Patterson High School, but he was my freshman basketball coach, and just his attention to detail. I mean, we would run plays over and over and over till we got it right, and yet he wasn't screaming at us. He was just positive that we had read it. It was good because it was just the little things count. So that was really important.
Little things count. And that's a big thing in coaching. That's a big lesson. Well, most everything we do as we get older, those things do make a difference. Okay? Good, so here's, I'm sure all of you came up with great examples. Even if you're a little shy that time, you'll get more opportunities up here. So the question we'll pose is, how do you want to be remembered? All of you, I think, remembered someone who was influential. And maybe, I didn't ask this question, but perhaps some of them were negative. Some of them maybe were influential by things that maybe weren't always negative. Okay? And when you're young, you certainly take those lessons as well, whether they're good or bad. But how do you want to be remembered? Now, I'm really excited that we have 3 young guys here because they were players. And the question was probably asked to your coaches at some point, perhaps, at a workshop like this. How do you want to be remembered by your players? And now you're in the same position. Now you're influencing kids. And how do you want to be remembered? And particularly those people who are parents, the majority here, you really have an interesting role because you have 2 that you're balancing. And both are very important to your kids and very influential. All right, let me take a quick step back here. Come on now. Here we go. I want to tell you what PCA is. I'll be very quick, but I want you to have an idea of what the Positive Coaching Alliance is all about. Positive Coaching Alliance was founded in 1998 by a man named Jim Thompson at Stanford University. Taught in the School of Business and was a youth coach, just like all of you. And as his kids were involved in youth sports, we found that there was this disconnect, I guess we could call it, between what the kind of things that should be and could be taught in youth sports, and what was actually happening out there. The same things you all see. From that idea sprang this organization, and you can see some of the places. Right now, there are thousands of coaches, really thousands and thousands of coaches all over the country who are attending workshops like this, influencing hundreds of thousands of kids all over the country. So it's gone from a dream and a small seed into something that's really become quite big. Okay? That's one part of what's happening. The other part is to put together workshops like this and to spread this word and to develop what we call as positive coaching model. We've had some great supporters. And you look up here, Little League Baseball, and you look at AYSO Soccer, and a lot of different groups. I'll mention the University Interscholastic League, which is the governing body for all public schools in the state of Texas. And right now, all of their coaches are being certified Positive Coaching Alliance to be able to coach. So there's a lot of groups here, as well as some big companies, Deloitte, United, Nike, some of them that are supporting. So they're the people, they're the groups, they're the organizations that help get this word out. We also have a number of people, and you looked at that list on page 8 of this, our advisory board, or a group of members of our advisory board. Here are some of them up here. Do you recognize any of these people? I'm sure you do. Okay, Dusty Baker up here. Phil Jackson. Sue Bird is a good guess, but it's not correct.
Summer Sanders.
Summer Sanders on the far left. What is Summer Sanders? What she thinks? Swimming, gold medalist. Olympic gold medalist. That is not Mia Hamm.
No.
Justine?
Julie Foudy.
Julie Foudy. Former captain of a team that she's on. You can see her on TV. She works with ESPN quite often. Shane Battier.
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers. I grew up not too far from Boston. Went to the Boston Celtics basketball camps when I was a kid. Doc Rivers is a personal favorite. Jennifer Azzi, WNBA. Okay. How about this lady? How about this lady, bottom right? Probably not as familiar. This is Kim Everest. She won a Dublin Gold Coach Award, an award that we give out to someone we think is really special in youth coaching. She coaches water polo, and that's from 2010, that award. So some of the information that we gather is through research and through education, through sports psychology, and there's that piece of it. Another part is through our experts advisory board, where we can learn from those people, but a lot of it comes from coaches like you, because you're the people that are on the field, on the courts, in the water, and Kim Everest is a good example of that. Okay? So that's a little bit about PCA. What we're hoping to get through tonight, is